Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Hazirah Binti Hazimi and this presentation is prepared for Professor Madya Dr. Nur Saadatun Binti Ahmad as part of my HRM549 individual assignment. Today, I will be presenting on the topic the impact of training and development on employee performance in the manufacturing sector. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the two journal articles that form the foundation of my discussion today. The first journal is titled Training and Development and Employee Performance, the Mediating Role of Employee Engagement in Medium Manufacturing Enterprises by Sanagi and Hassan 2023. The second journal is titled The Impact of Leadership Training and Development on Employee Job Performance in the Manufacturing Sector Malaysia by Nur Shahira Azad Abul Kalam Azad and colleagues 2024. Both studies focus on the manufacturing sector in Malaysia and examine how training and development influence employee performance, particularly through leadership and employee engagement. I would like everyone watching to think about this question for a moment. Have you ever attended a training program, felt motivated and inspired during the session, but a few weeks later realized that nothing really changed in your daily work? Well, this situation is very common, especially in the manufacturing sector. Many organizations invest significant time and money into training and development, yet they continue to face issues such as low productivity, inconsistent employee performance, and high employee turnover. This raises an important concern. If training is meant to improve performance, why does it often fail to deliver real results? The key issue is not the lack of training, but how the training and development are designed, implemented, and reinforced within organizations. Employee performance is widely recognized as a key driver of organizational success. In Malaysia, especially within the manufacturing sector, organizations continuously invest in training and development with the expectation that employees will become more skilled, efficient, and productive. However, what is interesting and also concerning is that many organizations continue to experience performance-related issues despite frequent training initiatives. These include low employee engagement, inconsistent performance across departments, and high employee turnover, particularly among production workers. This situation suggests that the presence of training alone does not guarantee performance improvement. In many cases, training programs are conducted as part of compliance requirements or annual plans, rather than being strategically designed to influence behavior and performance. Therefore, the real issue is not whether training exists, but whether training is meaningful, supported, and effectively integrated into the workplace. With this understanding, let us move forward to clarify the key concepts involved in this discussion. The slide provides formal definitions of training and development, but I would like to explain how these concepts function in real organizational settings. Training focuses on helping employees perform their current tasks more effectively. In manufacturing, this often includes operational skills, safety procedures, machine handling, and quality control processes. Development, however, is more future-oriented. It prepares employees for higher responsibilities, leadership roles, and long-term career growth. Unfortunately, in many manufacturing organizations, development is often overlooked because it requires long-term commitment and investment. As a result, employees may become technically competent but lack motivation, confidence, and readiness for future roles. In the manufacturing sector, where operations are fast-paced and efficiency-driven, this imbalance between training and development can significantly affect employee performance and engagement. This imbalance leads directly to the issues and challenges identified in this study. One of the most critical issues identified is weak leadership capability, which contributes directly to low employee engagement. In manufacturing environments, supervisors and line managers play a crucial role in shaping employees' daily experiences. When leaders lack communication skills, emotional intelligence, or motivational ability, employees may feel unsupported and undervalued. This does not mean employees are unwilling to work. Instead, they often feel disconnected because they do not understand expectations, receive little feedback, and lack recognition for their efforts. Over time, this psychological disconnection leads to low engagement, reduced motivation, and declining performance. Another major challenge is that training does not translate into actual job performance. In many cases, employees attend training sessions, complete the program, and return to the same work environment without any changes. There is little opportunity to practice new skills, receive coaching, or apply learning in real situations. As a result, training becomes an isolated event rather than a continuous learning process. This explains why organizations invest in training but fail to see tangible improvements in performance. The third issue involves weak evaluation and follow-up mechanisms. Many organizations measure training success based on attendance or completion rates. However, attendance does not indicate whether learning has been applied or whether performance was improved. Without follow-up support such as coaching, monitoring, or feedback, learning quickly fades. This makes it difficult for organizations to assess the true effectiveness of their training programs. To fully understand these challenges, we must examine their underlying causes. The first cause is the lack of structured leadership training for managers. Managers in manufacturing organizations are often promoted due to strong technical skills rather than leadership capability. While technical competence is important, leadership requires a different skill set. Without structured leadership training, managers may struggle to motivate employees, manage conflict, or support performance improvement. This explains why leadership training shows a significant positive impact on employee job performance. The second cause is that training programs focus mainly on technical skills while neglecting employee engagement. Training programs frequently focus on content delivery rather than employee involvement. The study highlights that employee engagement plays a mediating role between training and performance. In simpler terms, training improves performance only when employees feel engaged and valued. When engagement is low, training explains only a small portion of performance improvement. However, when engagement is present, training explains 62.5% of employee performance, making engagement of the strongest predictor. The third cause is a weak social exchange relationship between organizations and employees. Based on social exchange theory, employees are more likely to perform well when they perceive organizational support. When training is perceived as routine or compulsory rather than meaningful, employees may comply but not commit. This weakens trust and reduces motivation, ultimately affecting performance. These causes lead to significant impacts on both organizations and employees. For organizations, ineffective training leads to reduced productivity, operational inefficiencies, and inconsistent performance across departments. High employee turnover further increases recruitment and training costs, reducing return on investment. For employees, the impact goes beyond performance. Low engagement affects job satisfaction, career growth, and psychological well-being. Employees may experience stress, frustration, and a lack of purpose at work. These impacts highlight that ineffective training affects not only organizational outcomes but also employee experience. This brings us to the importance of implementing effective solutions. Based on the findings, it is clear that organizations must move beyond traditional training approaches. First, organizations should prioritize leadership training and development, especially for managers. Second, organizations should implement integrated training and development programs rather than one-off sessions. Third, employee engagement should be embedded into training design, not treated as a separate element. Fourth, training objectives must be aligned with organizational goals. Fifth, organizations should strengthen post-training support and reinforcement, such as coaching and feedback. Six, a supportive learning culture should be fostered. Seven, training effectiveness should be evaluated beyond attendance, focusing on real performance outcomes. And finally, organizations should utilize practical and flexible training methods, such as on-the-job training. These strategies ensure that training leads to meaningful and sustainable performance improvements. And with that in mind, let us move forward to the conclusion. In conclusion, the studies clearly demonstrate that training and development are critical strategic tools for improving employee performance in the manufacturing sector. However, training alone is insufficient. Its effectiveness depends on strong leadership, high employee engagement, and continuous reinforcement. Training and development should not be treated as a one-off activity, but as a continuous strategic investment. Organizations that align training with leadership development and employee engagement are more likely to achieve sustainable performance, higher productivity, and long-term success in the manufacturing sector. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for watching.